Hey besties, we're back with another video. Today we're going to be making lemonade and strawberry compote to put in the lemonade to make strawberry lemonade. So come along and join. First step of the recipe is always to put your hair up and to wash your hands. Now we're going to be grabbing a pot. I have my pot. Be making a simple syrup for the lemonade. A simple syrup is pretty much a combination of heating up water and sugar to make the sugar into liquid form. The recipe that I'm using will be linked down below in the description. The recipe calls for mixing 1 cup of water to 1 3/4 cup sugar. So I'm gonna go grab that stuff and I'll be right back. Okay, not the best angle, sorry, I have a small kitchen, but I'm gonna pour the 1 3/4 cup sugar and then I'm gonna pour the 1 cup water. Here is the 1 cup water. We're going to add it in with the sugar. Since we turned the stove on, I did turn it on to about a medium heat. We're going to take this and we're just going to mix the water and the sugar together. We'll be back. Again, another terrible angle. I do apologize, but I have a very small kitchen. So the next step, while that simple syrup is heating up, we're going to be rolling our lemons on this cutting board to release all the juices. I'm going to use 10 lemons today. Don't forget to rinse the lemons before you start messing with them. I will show you 1 or 2 lemons of me rolling it, and then I'm just going to skip through the rest because 10 lemons is quite a few lemons to be rolling. We just want to roll the lemons so that they release their juices. When they release their juices, it makes it easier for them to juice for our lemonade. So you just want to keep rolling it until you can feel it loosen up a little bit. Usually lemons start out pretty hard and you can feel when they're loosened up. Again, this one I can feel the difference. It's a little more bouncy. This one's a lot more firm. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but this is a lot more squishy, this is a lot more firm. So we're just gonna roll another one out to just give you guys another example. And there you have it. I'm gonna go roll the rest of the 8 and I'll be right back. Here we are just checking back on our simple syrup. Not too much going on, just giving it a stir. Back at it, I just rolled all 10 lemons. I'm waiting for the sugar to boil and I'll bring you back over there, but while we're waiting, we're going to cut the lemon crosswise. I didn't know what this meant. I had to look up what crosswise meant. So here's a little tutorial. This way is crosswise. This way is lengthwise. Just in case you didn't know. So we're gonna cut all these crosswise. We're back at the simple syrup. We're just giving it a mix. We're just waiting for it to boil right now. It's getting pretty clear, but we just need to wait for it to boil. As you can see, our simple syrup has come to a boil. So we're going to let it roar for 1 moment. And then see right about there, I'm going to turn this stove off and we're going to remove to let it cool. We're going to set this aside and we're going to start juicing our lemons. So we just finished our simple syrup, so now we're going to go to juicing our lemons. We're going to juice it in this cup. We want both juice and pulp. The seeds will get in here, but we will take them out. We're going to juice until we get 1.5 cups. Okay guys, this is going to take me a little bit of time. So you saw me juice a couple lemons. This is about right over a third of a cup. I only have a cup measuring cup. I'm going to juice a cup, pour it in a bowl, and then juice another half a cup, and I'll be right back with you guys. I'm back. This is a cup and about 2/3. I just finished the lemon that I was on. I do have one lemon that's left over. I only used 9 lemons, but now we're going to fish the seeds out of here. I got this little spoon. Guess it's not so little, it's a serving spoon, but it's one of the only spoons I have that have holes. So we're gonna go fish the seeds out of here. I'm just removing the pulp because I want to keep the pulp in there. Okay guys, this spoon's not gonna work, it's too big. The holes are too big for the seeds, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, I just got a normal spoon, and we're just gonna do this the hard way. Gave up on the little spoon too. We're gonna use this strainer, and we're going to just pick the seeds out and then put the pulp back in it. Not gonna lie, separating the pulp and the seeds were a little more difficult than I expected, okay? I did get it separated. Did some of the pulp not get saved? Yes, some of the pulp did not get saved. I personally do like pulp, so hopefully in the future I can find a spoon that has a little bit smaller of holes that lets the pulp go through, but not the seeds. But I'm not gonna lie, I'd rather have less pulp than seeds. I don't want any seeds to be choked on while I am drinking my drink, okay? So now that that's done, we're gonna be putting ice cold water into the pitcher, and we're gonna be mixing everything together. After that, follow me along to make the strawberry syrup. This is my pitcher. I'm going to fill it with 7 cups of cold water. I do have a filtered water dispenser, so I'm just gonna be doing that. I cleaned my measuring cup. I only have 1 cup. So this is going to take me seconds, so just follow along and give me 1 minute. There's 7 cups. Now we're going to add the lemon juice in. Here is the lemon juice. We're just going to pour this in. And give it a mix. I'm going to pour the simple syrup into the measuring cup to see how much simple syrup we actually have, because it says to measure by taste, so I'm going to see how much we have first. Well, we have well over a cup, so let's just pour, I'm gonna pour 3/4 of a cup in. To pour to taste, so I'm just finishing mixing the lemonade really quick. I put 3/4 of sugar syrup in there, and then I just have this little shot glass, and I'm just gonna try it. I put 2 ice cubes in here, so we're just gonna pour it in here and I'll try it. Give it a little swirl. I think I could use a little more sugar. Yep. I'm gonna add probably about a half a cup more because I poured the rest of the simple syrup and I have about a cup more, okay? Well, I just added that half a cup of simple syrup and now we're gonna give it another go. So another half a cup in and we're gonna try it again. Back to my shot glass with my ice. Give it a little swirl. That is a lot better. Oh yeah, so about a cup and a fourth of simple syrup mixed in, and I personally think it's perfect. I am more of a person who likes tart lemonade. If you like it sweeter, I would go ahead and add the rest of the simple syrup. Perfect. Let's go on to the strawberry syrup. So I just had to look up the recipe for the strawberry simple syrup. So it is gonna add a little more sugar to the lemonade. It calls for 3 cups of strawberry tops, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, and lemon juice. So the whole reason I thought about making this video is because I got a whole bunch of strawberries because they were on sale, and I saved all the tops. I wondered what could I do, and I love lemonade, so here I am. I'm not sure how many tops this is, so I'm gonna measure how much it is. Pretty much we put all the ingredients in the same pot, bring it to a boil for 5 minutes. We're gonna measure out the strawberry tops to do the ratio on how much the other stuff that we need. Okay guys, so I washed the pot, I washed the measuring cup, and we're going to measure out how many strawberry tops that I have. You're going to put the whole top in, including the grains. That's why we're going to strain it afterwards. Okay guys, so I do have 3 cups. I thought it was less than that, but I do have 3 cups, so we're going to follow the recipe to the whole. This came from 3 pints of strawberries. So now that we have all 3 cups of this, we're going to put 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, and then we're going to bring it to a boil for 5 minutes. Strawberries are already in. Here is my cup of water. I'm going to dry this measuring cup out so the sugar doesn't stick everywhere, and I'm going to put the 1 cup of sugar. I literally got sugar everywhere but in the cup. I did decide to go with 3/4 cup of sugar just because I already put sugar into the lemonade and the strawberries have sugar. We are a little bit more sugar conscious over here, especially with my boyfriend. So I just did a little bit less. Obviously, I'll let you know how it goes and you can always adjust to your taste. Thing is in the pot, and I'm going to turn this on to a medium-high heat. So I'm going to put it on about 7. I'm just going to stir this around and wait for it to boil. Okay guys, I just wanted to bring you in on a little check-in. It has not boiled yet, but we're going to just stir it around a little bit. It is starting to change color. Once it does come to that boil, we'll be right back. So it's boiling, so we're going to let it boil for about 5 minutes. Afterwards, we're going to bring it down to a simmer and let it simmer for 15 minutes. Back, it has been boiling for 5 minutes. I'm just going to give it a little swirl, and then we're going to turn it down to a simmer. And we're going to let this sit here for about 15 minutes. You do have to stir it occasionally. So it's been simmering for about 15-16 minutes. Now I'm going to take that lemon that I had left over from the lemonade, and I'm going to add it into here. Here is my lemon, and we're going to add it into here. Oh, I did not think about the seeds, but we're going to strain it, so that's okay. My strainer and I have my bowl. The recipe does say to make sure that you just let it strain to make sure you don't smush it at all because it will make it cloudy. So we're just going to strain all the seeds and all the tops out. just like that, you have strawberry simple syrup and a mess all over your stove. I'm just gonna move it to this container, which is an old olive jar. Here you have it. We have strawberry simple syrup. It's time for the taste test. I have my strawberry cup. It's actually not mine, it's my best friend's, but I feel like it fits the scene, so we're just gonna borrow it for this time. I have one that has duckies all over it, so I'm just gonna fill this up with ice. Now we're gonna pour the lemonade in. Okay, I have my lemonade. We're gonna give this a swirl and we're gonna try it before we add this strawberry in. I know we already tried it, but we're gonna give it another go just to rate it before we add the strawberry into it. Cheers. It's honestly pretty good lemonade. I would have to rate it, for my first time making lemonade, I would have to rate it probably like a good 7.7. Now I'm gonna put just a little bit of this in there and we'll add more if we need. Okay, so I used a clear cup so you could see that I added the strawberry. I believe that eyeballing it, I added maybe 2 tablespoons. So we're just gonna give this a swirl and then we're gonna try it and see if we need to add more. Wow. It's really good. I would say it went from like a 7.7 to like an 8.5. Obviously, I can always do better. I'm always looking for ways to get better, but for a first time, this was amazing. Thank you, besties, so much for coming and joining me on this trip to make lemonade with strawberry in it. I thank you for taking your time, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for the next video. Bye, besties.